Hey everyone, and welcome to the Magical Miracle Network. My name is Ruth Perkinson, and I'm so happy all of you guys are here with me today. We have close to 100 subscribers, and I'm super excited about that. We're picking up a few every single week, and so thank you, thank you, thank you for hitting the subscribe button. And if you feel inspired to share these videos or to whatever you want to do with the video, please do. We're very excited that this network is growing. We're all about education. We're all about teaching spirituality, different kinds of things we can share with one another to help us uplift our spirits, uplift our situation in the world, those kinds of things. And so we're all standing on the rock of A Course in Miracles, of course. This is our great teaching that has been brought into this timeline in the 20th and 21st centuries to really help us identify what our true problem is here on planet Earth. And our true problem here on planet Earth, I've got a little tongue-tied there, our true problem is that we have agreed with separation, we have agreed with the ego, we have agreed with fear. And so what we're trying to do is to undo all of that and wake up into the happy dream of unity and innocence and love. And as I've said before on previous videos, this really has been a terrible, awful dream of separation. You don't have to look far to find where that terrible, awful dream lies. You can just look out at your own life and things that have happened in your own wheelhouse of time. You can look at the world affairs that are going on at this time. Whether they be here locally in your area, here in Richmond, Virginia, or broader out into our country and then around the world, you can definitely see that we have some problems here. And so how do we address that? How do we wake up from that? And so A Course in Miracles was brought in to really, really help us understand that it's all coming from how we think. It's our thinking mind that's sick. And so what we want to do is, there's no judgment there. We just really recognize that we've been thinking with separation. We've been thinking with specialness. We've been thinking with death. We've been thinking with sickness. We've been thinking with guilt. And all of the repetition of that causes all kinds of problems in our own world and as well as the world out there in the grand projection. This is that macro projecting world, which is coming from that choice, that macro choice for projection. And then we also have in our own lives, sort of this micro projector, we're looking out at the world. And so what we want to do is begin to really tap into the power of our mind and how we're thinking. And that's going to help us undo and disagree that thought for separation, that tiny mad idea that brought us down here into separation in the first place. And so one of the ways I'm going to do a true prayer today with all of you. One of the ways we can undo the ego is by using true prayer or true intention or true support, whatever the words you want to put around it. So this is something that you can use starting today that's going to undo the ego mind in yourself and send that message out to everyone else as well. So true prayer. So if you wouldn't mind, you can pause the video if you like and get a piece of paper and a pen. And then we can kind of do this together. I'm going to show you what true prayer looks like, and then I'm actually going to walk you through the process. And so you can use this video from time to time if that feels helpful to you. Okay. So what is true prayer? True prayer is joining with spirit. Okay. We're joining with spirit, and we have, all of us here on earth have either a problem or a goal or an idol. And so a problem could be just any kind of conflict in your family, in yourself, whatever you might see. A goal might be that you really want a job, for example, you want a relationship, you want a puppy, whatever it might be. That might be a goal of yours. Or you might be struggling with an idol. And what is an idol? An idol is an addiction. It could be an addiction to drinking. It could be an addiction to food. It could be an addiction to your story, whatever it might be. So we all have struggled with addictions. Personally, I struggled with, I drank way too much for way too long. And actually today is my sobriety date. I can't believe it. So 15 years sober today, which is kind of cool. All right. So what you want to do in true prayer is you want to identify the problem or the goal or the idol. and you can mix it up a little bit, however you want to do it. And then there's certain steps that we go through. So again, the first thing you want to do is identify what is the problem, what is the goal, what is the idol that you're, either you want something or you're struggling with something. That's kind of the idea in true prayer. The second thing you want to do in true prayer is you want to join with Spirit. You want to join with the Holy Spirit. And that takes some practice to work that muscle of joining with Spirit and knowing when you're in your right mind, knowing when you've joined with Spirit, and knowing when you're in that zone. I call it that zone of Spirit. And that's the next part of true prayer. The next thing you want to do in true prayer is you want to create an altar of light in your mind. How do you do that? You just, in your third eye, you just create or see a light in your mind's eye. If that doesn't work for you, you can use a scene. It could be like a nature scene. It could be in a church setting, whatever works for you. It could be in a restaurant, whatever place works for you is perfect. So but you want to make sure is that you're looking for the light. You're having that light that you see out there. And that's very helpful. So you're creating an altar of light. The next thing is that you get into this idea of gratitude for source, God, light, all that is. And so you really are getting into that space of gratitude. You're grateful for your care and your safety that you've always had as you've been walking through time and space. The next part of true prayer is to get into this understanding that God, source, all that is, created you just like itself, just like God, source, all that is. And that's kind of cool. So God created you just like God. And that's really a cool thought to have. The next thing you want to do in true prayer, and I'll just flip the page here, so please be patient, is you want to let go at the end of this true prayer and join with God in a feeling of bliss, a feeling of joy. And very important part of true prayer. Okay, then what's going to happen after you do true prayer is that you will get answers to whatever your question was, the problem, the goal, or the idol. You will get answers coming to you in a way that you understand them. Okay, so it could be that the answer comes through talking with a friend, and you just all of a sudden this friend is bringing you forth an answer about whatever it was. It could be that you're driving down the road and you see a symbol or a sign that answers whatever it was that you were wanting or questioning. It could be that you have a dream at night, and in the dream, something happened and you're like, oh, wow, that's the answer to the problem or my goal or whatever my addiction might be. Okay. So true prayer is very helpful in undoing the ego thought system. And it's also practically helpful as we walk through this place to get those messages coming from the higher mind. Where does the message come from? It comes from the Holy Spirit. It comes from your higher self, and that your higher self knows everything about you and is going to give you only the messages that are gentle and true and loving and kind and helpful and supportive. All right. So we're going to do this together. I'm going to do it with you today. I'm going to do true prayer with you. And while we do this together, you might just want to, you have maybe the world affairs out there that have maybe triggered you or upset you in some way, shape, or form. So we're going to create a goal together that we send the thought of peace to every being out there that you think about. And the Holy Spirit will bring you those thoughts of who needs this love from you. It could be somebody you saw on the video, on TV. It could be whoever pops into your mind is exactly the person that you need to send this to. So we're going to join in true prayer together. So I'm going to take off my glasses and I'm going to close my eyes and we're going to walk through this together. So the first thing is, what is, again, the goal, the problem, or the idol? And for today, our goal together is to send peace into the hearts and minds of all beings as we have them come across our minds. And so we're just going to really, really join with spirit. You can say, I'm joining with spirit. Just really just even saying that word, joining with spirit. And then right now in my mind's eye, everything just went purple. I saw a big purple right there, that color. So that's telling me that I'm joined with spirit and I'm in that zone of spirit. And this is where the power of your mind comes into play. And now I'm going to create an altar of light with you in the mind. I'm going to create this beautiful color of expansive, brilliant light, like beautiful Christmas lights out there or holiday lights. Just really seeing the light. And then I'm going to be very grateful for Source, Light, God, all that is, for caring for me, providing me safety and you safety and provision throughout all time. The care, the safety, and the provision. We're so grateful for that attitude of gratitude. And then the next step of true prayer is that we are reminded to be in this attitude that God, love, source, all that is, created you like itself. What a beautiful thought that is. Really beautiful. We're creating this together. You are love. You are love. You are loved. And then we just truly join with God in the way that we understand God, love, nature, whatever feels good to you. And we get really happy. We feel the bliss. We feel the joy. We feel it. We really feel it. And that's so important, is to feel the joy that we are all one. We are all one. Even the smallest piece of sand at the furthest beach out on planet Earth, that little itty bitty teeny piece of sand is one with us. We just feel the bliss, and we're just letting go right now. We're letting go in true prayer and allowing Source, allowing God, allowing the Holy Spirit to take this joining, this true prayer, and I'm doing the ego mind, not only in us, but in what we might see out there on the screen of this projection. So what a blessing this is. So I'm just going to put my glasses back on, and we will then now, as we've done this prayer together, this true prayer, what will happen is the harmonics and the echoes will come back to you and to all the beings out there that you see. And somebody that you walk by today will be blessed, and you are blessed. And this is a gift. So anytime you join in true prayer, those beautiful steps of true prayer, you can be sure that whatever goal you have, whatever problem you have, whatever addiction that you might be struggling with, an answer will come in whatever way you can understand it. It could be just a bird comes and taps on the window, or something buzzes around your head, or you see a flower, or something happens and you all of a sudden have the answer. That is your higher self working with you on an individual basis to help support and love you and heal you. So true prayer, what a beautiful activity today that you can do each and every day. It just takes a couple of minutes. You have the steps now, and this will truly help you undo the ego mind in yourself, and then sharing that idea out with so many other beings that will help them as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for coming on to the Magical Miracle Network and joining me in true prayer. And we are uplifting ourselves and each other this holiday season. And so thank you for being with me. So just give me 1 minute and I will stop the video, and have a blessed day. And I'll see you in the next video. Take good care.